Hey, Andrew, guess what?
What's that, Sam?
You can't go 82 0-0 without going 1-0.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right. So, this is the first episode of the 2025-2026 regular season. It is officially begun. And with this episode starting a new season, it's also going to start a new era of the KNAC Report because I have a co host in Andrew. Andrew, say hello to the people listening.
What's going on, Caniacs? Happy to be here.
Yeah, happy to have to recap a win, the home opener. Wasn't that great, Andrew?
A win is always great. When it goes against the pesky Devils, it feels even better. Great start to the season for the boys. Love to see it.
Yes, definitely a great start. So first things first, just some podcast news for you guys. As you guys all know, I have a great partnership with SeatGeek. You get $20 off of your first purchase if you use promo code Caniac Reports, all one word. And another thing too is we have the Caniac Report Plus. So if you're listening on Apple Podcasts specifically, there is a way for you to listen to the episodes ad free, and it does charge, but just letting you know, it's another way to just listen to our episodes. And there's also a survey that is going to end on October 17th. So if you can fill that out, that'd be great. If you fill it out, you receive a chance to win a $25 Amazon gift card. So again, it's helping us to serve you, the listener, even more if you just fill out that survey. And obviously, I have my new co-host and Andrew Miller. So happy that you get to be a part of the KNAC Report, man.
It's a great day to be a Miller having your first day as a Cane. So
Yeah, definitely.
it feels appropriate.
Yeah. So let's get to some NHL news first, Andrew. There were a lot of big extensions since our last episode. Edmonton did some work. They extended Jake Wallman to a 7-year, $7 million contract, Matthias Ekholm to a 3-year, $4 million contract, and then the biggest one, which is only 2 years for McDavid, but $12.5 million contract. What do you think of those contracts, Andrew?
I think Jake Wallman got all of the money that McDavid left on the table. That might be the single greatest contract in the history of the NHL. I wonder how the management in Minnesota is looking at Kaprizov after the deals that he said no to, watching the greatest player on earth take that money, because this is obviously a Kane-centered podcast, but if we can't win it, I hope that man does, because that guy obviously puts winning first.
Yeah, he definitely does. He took that discount only for 2 years, which makes sense. He does want to get paid sooner or later, but it shows the loyalty he has to Edmonton. And Ekholm and Wallman, I think those are two excellent defensemen for Edmonton. What do you think?
I think their decor is solid. Their forward group speaks for themselves. If either Stuart Skinner or what was the goalie they just picked up? Ingram. If they can provide even league average goaltending, then they're going to be a threat.
Oh yeah, they definitely are. I would not be surprised if they made it out of the Western Conference again. They're that good, aren't they, Andrew?
They are that good, but it's going to be a gauntlet. I think from 1 through 8, the West is probably going to be a lot stronger than the East, which works in our favor. But I think if the Canes were to make it to the Cup Finals, there's going to be a monster waiting for them, no matter who gets through.
Exactly. I completely agree. The other two players that were extended, Winnipeg, Andrew, they extended, I would say, their best player in Kyle O'Connor to an 8-year, $12 million contract. I think that's a very good contract for a guy that is almost a little bit over a point per game player.
Yeah, solid. Winnipeg continues to kind of keep the core together. Aside from Ehlers, of course, but I think they'll be dangerous again this year. And again, 1 through 8, the West is going to be a gauntlet.
Yeah, I mean obviously Ehlers, they lost them. I don't see them as a top team. I don't know if you agree with that, but I still think they're decent. I mean, you have Hellebuck, you have Scheifele. They're still decent, right?
Well, they should be better with Hellebuck, but I mean, come playoff times, the the guys of Pumpkin. Same with I mean,
Yep.
he's to the point now where we should be looking forward to him as Americans being our goalie in the Olympics. But I'm not so sure, man, because the lights go on, he disappears.
Yeah, he does disappear. I completely agree. And the last player here, Vegas obviously wanted both Eichel and Marner to equate around $25 million per Elliot Friedman. And they were sort of able to get that done at $13.5 million, Andrew. I think that's actually a very good contract for their best center and a really good center in compare him to all the other centers in the league. What do you think?
Oh yeah, I think he's probably a top 5 center in the league. So that's what they covet. I mean, it's again, all these contracts are going to weigh against McDavid. So I almost wonder what like the rest of the players and the agents think about him making that move as the cap goes up. But 13.5 for Eichel, I would be happy if the Canes did that. So it's a good bit of business for Vegas. What else is new?
Yeah, I know. So Vegas gets that key player done, and some people might think these contracts are too high, maybe too low for McDavid, but I'm sure you'll agree with this, Andrew. As the salary cap goes up, the player's payroll goes up. That's just how
As
it
it
is.
should. As it should.
Definitely. So let's get to some Hurricanes news. And one of the news that came out recently, Andrew, is the Hurricanes' former president and Doug Wharf. He resigned. And there's lots of speculation I've been hearing from Canes fans, but I want to hear your take on what you think that is right there.
From the little bit of digging into it I've done, it seems like maybe I don't want to insult the man, but maybe just dealing with all of the renovations and how much stuff that Dundon wants to do at once. Maybe just the stress, the pay ratio wasn't there for him. Maybe Dundon is just a pain in the ass to work with behind the scenes. I think we all kind of know that about him.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Thanks for saving the franchise, but relax a little bit there, buddy. But I'm sure they'll find someone else to come in and do the work. I think we should all be thankful for the work that he did do. And it's one of those moves that as fans, it's almost hard to worry about too much, but it is a big deal, probably bigger than we're making it out to be, honestly. But we'll have to see what happens and wait till the book comes out, as they say.
I completely agree. We'll see what happens. And I mean, I do agree, like with Tom Dundon, with what you said there. Tom Dundon, his main focus has always been the on ice production. He thinks everybody else outside of that is expendable. We saw that with Chuck Caton, if you remember, he was the radio voice for the Hurricanes. John Forson, that hurt my heart. If you remember that, Andrew.
Still. Yeah. And Big Rig has done a great job stepping in, but holy cow, those were some big shoes to fill. And I'll still watch games that he's calling. He's just one of the best still.
Oh yeah, that really did hurt my heart when Forthland left, because I thought he was the marketing for the Hurricanes. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh yeah, he absolutely was. Him and Tripp. I mean, and to a lesser extent, Chuck Caton, just because we're the generation where the radio wasn't quite as big for us. But I mean, when I think back to childhood memories of hockey, it's their voices that I hear. So, I'm glad that Forsland is still out there, seemingly going on to bigger and better things. It seems like he's kind of positioned himself to become one of the faces of the NHL moving forward, which he absolutely deserves. And just happy that we got him replaced with Maniscalco, who I think has done a fantastic job. And Tripp is Tripp.
It seems like when I talk to Canes fans, Andrew, when it comes to Tripp Tracy, they either hate him or they love him. There's like no in between. I love him. I just find what he says funny when it's not to focus on the Hurricanes.
Oh yeah.
But some people might not like that, which I understand.
Yeah, so I watch a lot of the other team's broadcasts, and yeah, he can be a little dorky, a little bit quirky. But as far as just like a guy who like genuinely loves the city and the team that he's a part of, and like cares about us as fans, like it's genuine. So I get it. It's a little cringy at times, but nah, Tripp is good in my book.
Oh, that's awesome. music in my ears that you're saying that. So the next piece of news, obviously, us Canes fans leading up to the home opener, we're a little bit concerned with some of the injuries, just because we haven't seen Slavin play in a preseason game. Miller didn't play in a preseason game, but it came out that all of them were going to be playing. We're going to be talking about Miller a ton in this game, as you know.
Mhm.
I'm sure you're happy to see that we mostly have a fully healthy lineup, but PK, Kochetkov, there's some concern there, obviously.
Yeah, it sounds like he's just nicked up a little bit. No sense in making the backup goalie dress. Worst case scenario, it would give this new kid that they acquired a chance to roll if Freddie wasn't able to finish the game. Which, knock on wood, with him every single time he touches the ice, but. Freddie looked solid. Maybe we'll get to see the kid for a game or two and hope that PK can come back, because if he can find his game, if he can get the mental side of it down, I think he could absolutely steal the net this year.
Oh, I think he could too. It's just with us not knowing the severity of it and knowing that there were two quality, I thought, goalies that were coming off waivers like Ville Husso, Georgiev. I was like, Canes, there's an opportunity there, but they didn't claim either of them. So it's just one of those things where I'm a little bit worried about the goaltending position, just comparing it to the forwards and the defensemen. What do you think of that?
For sure, it's definitely the wild card, I think. I do think a lot of fans have blamed the goaltending when it's been very clearly the fact that they put 40 shots on net and scored 2 goals. But that being said, both of them have their health issues, and I think while Freddie is the more stable goalie, PK, when he's on his game, he's a diet Dom Minikasic out there, but when he's off his game, you might as well send him to the A.
Yeah.
He's inconsistent. Freddie, when he's healthy and on his game, is great. I know you probably still have nightmares like me about what was it, Game 6 against New York, where they had him and he lets in that super soft goal.
Yep, I do.
Yep, exactly. So we're all traumatized by that. I think any Leaf fan who might be watching this is going, I told you.
Yeah, they probably are. Steve Dangle is probably saying that somewhere.
Oh, absolutely. But you know what? We have a saying in this house: on a quiet winter night in Raleigh, when the wind blows in from the north, you can still hear Steve scream Zamboni.
Yes, you can. Yes, you can. I love that. That's my favorite video of all time from Steve Dangle. So the next there are 2 other pieces of news. I'll kind of group them together. It's kind of fun news for the Hurricanes, but obviously they created a new hashtag with Carolina culture. I kind of like that a lot better than Raise Up. I do not like Raise Up, in my opinion. What are your thoughts on that, Andrew?
I never listened to the PD Pablo song much when I lived down there. Since I've moved to Massachusetts, it's like my go-to. Just we won a game against a Boston team, so I think I might have liked it a little bit more. But Carolina culture, I think it with how they're trying to change the narrative about what this team is all about. I think it is the system that Rod has built, and it's guys like Aho, the Martin Ducks, just showing up and working hard and not needing to have these big flashy guys to make it work. So I think it kind of fits, I think, the tone that they're trying to set for the entire league. So I do like the concept that they're trying to push.
Oh, I do too. And I don't know, they even released like a promo video. I believe it was like yesterday. They revealed it today right before the players came out, but it revealed the whole Carolina culture with the acorn and all that type of stuff. Really great video. But yeah, I think it rolls off the tongue better if you just say Carolina culture instead of Raise Up. So,
I agree.
And then the last thing I wanted to talk about, because this is my one thing I wanted to do before actually watching the game when I got to the arena. Justin Williams, Andrew, he released his own chicken. He's selling his own chicken. Willie's Hot Chicken is the name. What do you think about that?
I think we all saw this coming from the minute he scored that, emptying that goal in the Cup Finals. We all thought, I could go for some chicken. So what else would he be doing in this phase of his career? I mean, I hope it's good. I will definitely be a sucker and pay what I'm sure is way too much for some chicken tendies whenever I make my way down there for a game. But you know what? Good for Willie leaning into his entrepreneurial spirit.
That's exactly why I thought. I was like, he's gonna become an entrepreneur. But yeah, I actually did try Willie's hot chicken tonight before the game, and I actually thought it was pretty decent. And I mean, obviously, when you buy food, not just Willie's hot chicken, but anywhere in the arena, it's going to be a bit expensive. It just
Mhm.
is. But I mean, I got the tenders because you have options. I could not eat all two big tenders because they were big. So I was like, and now with me being a season ticket member, I get a discount. That's part of the perk. But it's man, I paid $16 for it, and I couldn't eat all of it. That's pretty good, I would say. The portions were good. Is what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, well, good.
Yes. So that was it. And also, while I was down there, Justin Williams was actually serving. So I saw him, and he actually said to me, "Good choice" when I made my order. So
He is
I
a
found
man
that
of the people, a
he,
man of the people, Justin Williams.
oh he he is. I love Justin Williams, and I also saw guess who? Tom Dundon, the man himself down there. Um, I saw him like few feet away from me, but I was like, "Wow, I didn't know he was here." So that was pretty cool.
Yeah, probably wearing a tracksuit. I'm guessing.
Yep, he
He
was.
Yep, always. Yeah, just don't tell him that I said that I think that he's difficult to work with, and who knows, maybe I'll get the chance to meet him someday too.
Yeah, well, I mean, I've learned just from growing up, especially from my parents. But like, if you can't say anything nice, don't say anything at all.
I don't
So
think I said anything that he's not well aware of and probably a little bit proud of, to be
yeah.
honest.
Oh, that's funny. Well, Andrew, let's get to a sponsor, and then I'm gonna give you the time just so you can talk about your history of being a Hurricanes fan, let the listeners know you, and then we'll eventually recap the big win Carolina had against the Devils. Football is back, and so is your shot at big wins with DraftKings Pick 6, the official daily fantasy partner of the NFL. Your game day instincts can score you real money fast. Here's the play. Just pick more or less on two or more player stats, from breakout rookies to elite quarterbacks, and unlock the upside every snap brings. The better your calls, the bigger your payout. And here's the kickoff bonus. New DraftKings customers get $50 in bonus picks, with just a $5 entry on your first pick set. This season, play your players' instincts. Download the DraftKings Pick 6 app now and use code THPN. That's code THPN. Play just $5, get $50 in Pick 6 bonus picks. Make the call. Ride the upside. In partnership with DraftKings Pick 6, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. Help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org in Connecticut. Must be 18 plus. Age and eligibility restrictions vary by jurisdiction. Pick 6 not available everywhere, including New York and Ontario. Void where prohibited. One per customer. Bonus awarded as non-withdrawable Pick 6 bonus picks that expire in 14 days. Limited time offer. See terms at pick6.draftkings.com/promos. Okay, Andrew. So, I'm going to let you give the stage just so that our listeners can know about you.
Alrighty, well, hi everyone. My name is Andrew Miller. I'm currently a resident of Lynn, Massachusetts, but I was born in Raleigh and I grew up in the Graham area. Like many people down there, my parents are both from New York, so I was raised by Rangers fans, as much as I'm ashamed to admit that. But the when the Whalers moved down, I was 8 years old, and I had already developed a real love for the game of hockey. So when we got our own team when I was a kid, to me that felt like kind of a new sense of identity almost, and I've carried that with me throughout my life, and especially since I've moved. I usually almost always have something Hurricanes related on me. I love the team. I'm very proud to be from that area. So I'm really stoked to be doing this. I'm stoked to be part of this community even more. And when I'm not doing this, I play in a metal band. I manage a organic pest control company. And in the wintertime, I will be disproving the myth that we can't drive in the snow because I run a whole branch of plow truck drivers. So I'm out here fighting the good fight for all of y'all.
Dang, that's really impressive. Actually, I didn't know about the pest control thing. That's really cool. What made you want to do the pest control thing?
I just kind of fell into it, like, any other job, and then you find out that there's a way to do it that's natural. So it's still the fun job where I get to be by myself and basically go on glorified hikes all day and do something that's good for the planet while I'm at it. So I stuck with it, and I've climbed the company a little bit, and yeah, I like doing it. So
That's awesome that you enjoy doing what you do for full time.
yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah, so that, music, and hockey, those are my three passions right now in life.
Yeah. Who's your all time favorite Hurricane player?
Ooh, Brendan Moore feels like the obvious answer, but I have that '09 run holds a very special place in my heart. So I have
Hmm.
to give some love to UC Jokinen.
Oh man, you're tugging my heartstrings. I
The
love Jokinen.
juice, the
I
juice.
I would say probably to me the most iconic Hurricanes goal is that 0.2 of a goal against New Jersey that Jokinen did in the playoffs. And that was
1000%.
that was amazing. Oh my gosh.
That whole run of his was just nuts. Like you can go on YouTube and just type in '09 Hurricanes, and it's just crazy game winning goal that he had after another, but just a crazy run. And then I also have to give a honorable mention because I'm looking at it right now. My cat Raz, named after Peter Mrazek, because when you're a goalie that
Nice.
ends a decade-long drought, you get a cat named after you.
There
So
you go. Yeah. How happy were you? Because obviously you've been a fan for a long time. So you've been a fan through the dark ages and all that type of stuff. How happy were you when the Canes finally ended that drought?
I'm not ashamed to admit this one bit. When John Forslund was doing the double countdown, because I forget the teams that it needed to be. It was we needed to win and we needed someone else to lose, and he's counting down the last minute or two of both
Yeah.
games, and just a little tear came down because just all the suffering, being up in mass. I think I've missed maybe 5 games since I've been up here for over a decade now. So I was a sucker paying for center ice during the drought. So just the the investment finally paid off.
Nice, nice. And I do have to ask this, with this being obviously a Hurricanes podcast, what led you to wanting to listen to me and the other person that was in your position, Sam?
Just going through all the other podcasts. To be honest, I started with Adam Gold, of course, and
Oh yeah,
then
he's great.
yeah, so started with him. I discovered Steve Dangle, and then I want to say it was a few playoff runs ago. I started listening to you guys. It was honestly just typing in Hurricanes and finding more and more podcasts, and I think you two were I think the only one outside of Gold and OG for like the locals who really stuck with me. So
Oh, nice.
yeah, so I've always been a big fan of your work, and then when I heard you were looking for a co-host, I've wanted to do something like this for a long time. So I figured I'd jump on it, and here we are, and we're the team
Yeah,
best anyone could have.
yeah. We're a great team, and I do want to thank you for the kind words. I really do want to thank you for that. And yeah, so you guys finally get to know Andrew a little bit more with his story. So Andrew, let's recap the great win against the Devils, and in the honestly, I thought the Canes were pretty much the better team throughout the entire game. It could have been more lopsided looking at all the posts that we've hit. I'm sure
Oh
you
yeah,
agree.
they were a collective half inch away from winning the game at 11-3. It was a
Yeah.
completely lopsided game. New Jersey pulled off 2 really beautiful snipes to give credit where it's due, because otherwise I thought Freddie played pretty solid, but Very encouraging performance considering I was fully prepared to have to come on here and be like, guys, I know Miller and Nikishin looked kind of rough. Ehlers made a couple of blind passes, but no, they all looked solid. So very good start. Very, very good start to the season.
Yes, especially what we call the third scoring line with the KK line. I thought they were one of arguably the best lines, especially in the first period, because what made it 1-0, obviously, Taylor Hall, he gets the tip, 1-0 Hurricanes, and I'm happy seeing that third scoring line going, Andrew, because sometimes our top two scoring lines are going out against the other team's top line, so that third line can make a difference, and they did.
Yeah, and I feel like we've gone into the last couple of playoffs kind of waiting for this to happen because, KK is just a mine of untapped potential. And then you put just two dogs like Hall and Robinson with them. And then shout out to Himford, actually, because that whole play starts where I want to say Jersey actually won that faceoff, but Robinson cuts in, kicks it out to Nikishin, who really smart, quick play, gets it to Ghost on his offside, which that's looking like it's going to be a great setup. And then Taylor Hall shows why he did win a heart once upon a time.
He definitely did. That was a great, great tip. And then it was 1-0 into the first period. Now, even though we were good, it seemed like New Jersey was sneakily coming back, just tying it 3 times. Obviously, you have the former Hurricane and Dougie Hamilton scoring. To me, that's the one goal I think Anderson probably could have had.
Yeah, for sure. But you know what? Dougie's a nice guy, so we had to give him some love.
Yeah, we definitely did. I am a little bit critical regardless of Anderson on that goal, but it's 1-1. And then Andrew, Keandre Miller, who we got from the Rangers, sounds like it's working out already. He scores, and it was a weird type of goal because I think it kind of got tipped in, I think, from a New Jersey player, and it wasn't a fancy goal, but sometimes you need those garbage goals, and I thought that was definitely it.
Experience Hurricanes hockey. Put the puck on net and see what happens, and that was the epitome of that. So welcome to Raleigh, Keandre. That's how we do it.
Yeah. What did you think of that goal? Like, I'm sure you're like, how did that go in?
I mean, I feel like from I've played a little bit of goalie in like pickup games, and sometimes like the straight dart shots, like those are almost easier to stop because you know where they're gonna go. Those weird flubby ones that hit 3 things in the way in, it's end over end. I mean, it looks embarrassing, but those sometimes are actually a lot harder to track. So again, I was saying it kind of tongue in cheek about, just put the puck on net and that's what they do. But I mean, sometimes sometimes it works.
Yeah, and it did right there. And what's nice too is, I mean, you have Stahl, who's already a big guy as is. Like, he's a giant, especially on skates. Like, he was right there in front of the shot, so that kind of screened Markstrom there. So it's nice seeing big bodies in front of Markstrom.
Yeah, that's something that I feel like they do great for a while and then they get away from it. But they do have some bigger guys on the team like him. I would love to see KK take more of a step in being a little bit tougher in front of the net. But I think there's a lot of offensive potential on the blue line this year. So if we can get some guys brave enough to tip some pucks and maybe take a couple of cross checks and just screen the goalie, this could be a really productive year for our blue line.
Yeah, it really, really could. I completely agree with that. And again, New Jersey, somehow they tie it up again, even though they're not the best team of the night. Carolina has been very, very good throughout the entire first and second period, but they tied again with the Cody Glass goal. That was kind of a 2-on-1 chance. Some people might blame Anderson on that goal. Some people don't, from what I've heard. So there are some fans that I know that said that was just more of a perfect shot than Anderson being bad. Would you agree with that?
Oh, it was an absolute snipe.
Yeah.
Short of being able to guess where it's going, if a guy can paint the top far corner like that, I mean, there's really only so much you can do. And I mean, kudos to Glass. He's been kind of bounced around, bound from team to team, but that was a nasty shot that I didn't know he was capable of doing. So sometimes you just got to tip the cap, man.
Yeah, you do. And that was, I will admit, that was a very good shot from Cody Glass. I guess I'm probably more frustrated in the fact that it was more of a 2-on-1 chance than the actual goal. I think Slavin was one in the middle there, so I don't know what's Sean Walker was because he was paired with Slavin. But regardless, they tie it again. We go into the third period. And guess what? On the power play, which we kind of struggled a little bit on the power play early in this game, but it's Keandre Miller scoring. It leaks through Markstrom. That's probably a goal he should have had, but it's 3-2. Carolina is up, and what I loved about that goal wasn't really the goal itself, but I loved Keandre Miller's celly after that. It was like, yeah,
Yeah, with the high kick.
Yep.
Yeah. I actually kind of liked our power play tonight. It was nice to see them not just hugging the perimeter. I thought they put shots on. So it was good to see them get rewarded for it, because I think we've seen it with this team before, where they'll have a couple of games where they're clicking, and nothing's going in, and that's when I think they start overthinking, just kind of hugging the wall, looking for that perfect play, which is so weird that a team that gets 40 shots a game would fall into that. Just keep doing what you're doing. Stick to what got you here.
Yes. Now, there was one player who, again, I thought he played good in this game. It's just he was not getting any goals. He could have had a hat trick, and that was Sebastian Aho. Like his very first chance, he was wide open on Markstrom, and he misses the entire net. And I'm just like, dude, you gotta have that. But he does get some rewards because I think he had like 2 assists by the end of the night. But what do you? I mean, you saw obviously Aho's missed chances. What do you think of that?
I think the one he had shorthanded, where they almost had the 2-on-1, and he tucked it all the way back and ripped it. That ring gave me to Nidus. He absolutely crushed that post. But you know what? It's good to see him driving that line. Big thing I'm looking for this year is I want to see Aho continue to take steps, not just on the ice production wise, but as a leader, because I do think he is the future captain of this team.
I do too.
And seeing him do things like that, where it's a 2-on-0, it gets played well, and he muscles through and still almost pulls off a crazy shot. That's a guy who can lead you into the fire. So you would like to see him bury it. That's kind of the Hurricanes in general, unfortunately. But you know what? I like what we saw from him and from that line. I actually really liked how the top 2 lines were just pinning them in, and it seemed like there were a couple times where first line comes off, second line comes on, vice versa, where they have the D pinned in, and now here comes this fresh line of dogs. So I'm very excited about what we saw tonight.
Yeah, a couple players I kind of wanted to touch on just because they were kind of a little bit of hot topics heading into the regular season. Stankoven as the second line center, because we know second line center is a huge thing when it comes to the Hurricanes, and Alexander Nikishin. Nikishin, I was really happy by the end of this game. I thought this was his best game as a Hurricane. Would you agree with that?
100% on the game-winning, or I think it was the game-winning goal, where it was either the game-winning or the third goal, where he had the puck against the bumper and had to actually make a couple of moves to get it to Ehlers behind the net. That was a poised and controlled play that, I think we've seen even from the playoffs, where, you could tell he had to learn the game, but physically it's all there. That was a mature, calm play. So for game 1, you'd love to see it. So I think, I would caution fans that even though we liked what we saw from both him and Miller in this game, we've seen it happen with Burns, Orlov, Dougie, experienced D-men, that there's going to be games or two where they're going to make a mistake late trying to make a play, and it's going to cost us. Give these guys time to cook, because I think you can see the potential there, and especially with how the Hurricanes want to play, I'm ecstatic with the first game from Nikishin.
Oh, I am too. I was a little bit concerned just because I wasn't the biggest fan coming into this game with him being paired with Ghost, because I would have thought that would meant Ghost had to kind of fix Nikishin's rookie mistakes, which would have probably maybe suppressed his offense. But that didn't happen. in this game, and I was really happy with how that third pair went.
Yeah, Ghost on his offside looked like it might have been a really smart play because I had the exact same concern where maybe you would want to put Nikishin with the Chatfield, or
Yeah,
maybe even, you don't want to expose a kid on the top line, but put him with Slavin and say, hey, no matter what goes wrong, Slavin's got you. But maybe that's the plan, is that instead of making him overthink, just be like, hey, worst case scenario, I can just send it to my right and there's a clap bomb just waiting to happen.
exactly. And we saw Nikishin shot tonight too. He can lay a bomb. My gosh. Jesper Bratt, he ties it up again. To me, that's the only goal I'm like, I do not blame Anderson on that goal. That was more of a defensive breakdown than it was on Anderson. I was like, what the heck? But Anderson, that was a very difficult play for him to read. So I don't really blame that goal on him. They tied again. But Andrew, you have Seth Jarvis scoring toward the end of the game. I was so happy considering that I was thinking this game was going to overtime, which means, oh, great. I'll be both editing this episode at midnight.
Yeah, no, the hockey gods, they did the right thing today because Jarvis was ringing posts. He was hounding the puck. He was all over this game. So I'm glad that he got that goal. I'm glad he got the empty netter. ESPN for some reason felt the need to not let us hear the Miller interview at the end, so we got to hear Jarvis instead. So just
really, oh man,
yeah,
come on, ESPN. Ashamed. But obviously you have Robinson scoring the last empty net goal, and that wins it 6-3 Carolina. Great win to start off the season. And I'm trying to think of anything else. Ehlers, I thought there were moments where he looked good too. So no concern so far with this team. What do you think about that?
I think it was an excellent start for Ehlers. That boy is fast.
He is.
I liked on the power play that it looks like he might be able to. I don't think he has the same handles as Necas does, but at least in terms of being able to get clean entries and not just have to dump it and chase it, I think he might resolve that.
Yep.
So the general consensus, because I'm not going to sit here and act like I was staying up to watch a whole bunch of Jets games, but yeah, the general consensus I've gotten is that maybe he didn't fully get the opportunity that he deserved when he was in Winnipeg, and he's been tied to the Canes for years. So it almost feels like this is one of those, like, I feel like he's been here the whole time. So
exactly. Well, great win, and what a great episode for you to start off your being a co-host as the Caniac Report, Andrew. It's going to be a fun season at the two of us.
Great start. Looking forward to more, and we're only going to keep this thing rolling, baby.
Yes, we are. So we will see you guys next time.